Never ready, light it up. Let it breathe, let it show. Art is never really ready if you never let it go. Christian Navarrete to bring new stars in view. The names you don't know yet,
but soon enough you will. It's the Never Ready Podcast.
Hey, sorry I'm late. I thought I was going to meet you at your place. I mix that up all the time. Hello again. My name is Christian Navarrete and welcome to the Never Ready Podcast. I have with me today a good friend of mine, director, YouTuber, TikToker, father, and associate clinical mental health counselor, Michael Iorg. Michael, welcome to the show, my friend. Sorry, my hand's a little sweaty from the running, but I'm sorry, I know. How are you, man?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
I was thinking of, I was like, man, I don't know what to talk about. I'm not ready. And never ready.
Right? It just works out. It writes itself, right?
Yeah. So I'm just here. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Well, good. Me too. I've got some questions for you, so
cool.
We'll see how that goes. I mean, first of all, are you from St. George? Originally?
Born in northern Utah, moved to southern Utah in '94, summer of '94.
Okay.
And then I went to my senior year of high school at Hurricane. Good old Hurricane High School.
High school, okay.
Yeah. Now I like to say Hurricane because it's fun.
It is.
Hurricane, good old Hurricane. Been here ever since. I love it.
I was going to say it's funny that we didn't run into each other because '94 was the year that I also moved from California here.
Oh, but I didn't know that.
That's why it didn't work out, because you were in Hurricane and I was in St. George. We were about 20 minutes apart. So, but
yeah.
You know.
And back then it was worlds apart.
It was a lot longer. There weren't all the corridors that there are now, the freeways, the different entrances and exits that they have made in the last like 7 or 8 years. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Another thing, before we get to it, is that I did end up meeting you in college back around 99, 2000.
Yeah, 99,
right?
2000.
And you were doing a lot of theater back then. I was actually in Eric Young's film class. They had just made a program. I think it was the very first year, and I ran into you
because we were audition. I auditioned for something.
You did. You auditioned for one of our very first shorts that director Ben Hunt had commissioned me to write. We were trying to get like our footing, and there was a Ron Maddock who was our cinematographer, and I think we all kind of ran into each other. And you were in the very first film my very first failed attempt at making a movie.
Nice.
Cadre Vengeance. You were there, and you were amazing. Your name was Michael, and I already had a character named Mike, and that word association sort of stuck with me. And a lot of things that I write when I have you in mind, I want to just write you as Mike or Michael.
Works for me.
Not that you couldn't differentiate between another actor's name and yourself, but we're gonna get to a lot of things on the road. But I'd like to start off with your love of theater, because as I was doing research for you, I came across so many different things. The very first thing I remember seeing you while we were in college was a condensed version of Shadows and Fog. Were you not in that one?
No, I don't think I was in that one.
You weren't in that one? Which one were you in? Were you in the Glass Menagerie?
No, back in 2000, 99, 2000, I was in, so long ago. It was I think I was in All My Sons, but I had a very small part. I was in a show called Greetings. It was really fun.
Okay.
I was in a show called The Rainmaker. I was Romeo in Romeo and Juliet.
So in The Rainmaker, was that the one that's based off of the Michael Grisham book? Or I might have gotten the wrong
No, it's this family that, man, I haven't thought about this show in a long time. It's this family that lives on a farm.
Okay.
And there's a drought, and a con man comes to town and falls in love with the daughter.
Oh, interesting.
And he's a con man, and he says that he can make it rain.
Make it rain, right? Like maybe impregnate the clouds with water or something, right?
Yeah, but.
And that's one of the first things you were in there?
Yeah, one of them. I don't even remember the part that I played. I think I was a neighbor or something. I did a couple show. I did like
Something that was off
some
of
student projects.
Yeah.
I remember being in one with a guy named LJ. I can't remember LJ's last name, but Lanny Langston was part of that one.
Okay.
And Lanny, I don't even remember, but LJ wrote it, and I was dressed in silver, and I had silver makeup, and I was an alien.
Oh, that's cool. Man, I wish I'd have seen you in that one, because that sounds like a really like.
But I don't
fun-
even remember what it was.
You don't remember who it was? Mm-mm. All right. Well, so that was long ago, but even in the last 7 or 8 years, you have been in a lot of things, but I can't confirm all the roles. So I thought maybe you could help me. I know that you were in The Wizard of Oz, and you played the Tin Man not too long ago. What year would that have been, you think?
That was 2-3 years ago. That was 2023.
23?
Maybe 2024.
9 to 5?
I was in 9 to 5.
Who were you in 9 to 5?
Oh my gosh, I was Joe. My
Joe.
character's name was Joe, and I was last minute.
A last minute replacement?
Yeah.
Wow. How did that come about?
The person that was going to play Joe dropped.
They just
And so Venny, or who was it that? It might have been Christine France.
Okay.
Said, "Hey, we need somebody," and I think you'd be good for the part.
for the part. That's cool.
So I said,
She's a
okay.
homie. Christine France. I like her a lot. He did Chess, and I missed Chess, and I felt so bad because I
That's
really
all right.
wanted to see that one.
So you can see that on my YouTube.
Channel, yes.
I was Nikolai. I was Russian named Nikolai,
Nikolai the Russian.
and that was a fun one.
Something Rotten.
Something Rotten. I was Tom Snout. That was Something Rotten was a fun show, and relatively small role,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
There are no small roles, Michael.
That's
Mara. That was a play written by Tyson Chanteclair's mother. What's her name?
Tammy Smith.
Tammy Smith.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Man, there were so many people in that cast.
That
It
production.
was just fun.
Yeah. You can't even name them all because there's so many people. And I don't expect you to. Like, I really just figured we can go run down some of these ones that you did not too long ago. And then as we're saying them, it's also realizing, my God, you have been busy and you've been in a lot of roles in the last 5 years at least.
Yeah, ever since COVID. COVID happened.
yeah.
And I was like, I got nothing
popped
better to do. That's actually how I got back into theater.
Yeah?
So Josh Scott and Jay Lee Scott, I knew them from like 20 years ago. Like Josh Scott was in that LJ, that show, the LJ show that I can't remember
That long ago?
the name of it. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And Caitlin Clemenson. Those are the only 3 people that I remember
Okay.
being in it. And Lanny, LJ, Josh, Caitlin. But just that whole thing, that theater thing back in the day, 99, 2000.
Right.
Fast forward 20 years, COVID happens, and I see just a thing on, hey, we need people for Legally Blonde.
So that was like 2021?
Yeah, 2020, 2021. That was during COVID. It
Yeah,
was
so about
2020.
2020. You have an amazing YouTube channel. Is it just your basically your personal channel?
So my personal channel, yeah, just my Michael Iorg.
Michael Iorg. That's IORG.
So IORG.
For people who
I
have a
is
hard time
silent,
with it.
And I like to say Orge from St. George. So it's a good thing that I live in St. George.
That's nice. Like how I'm never ready, and it's I'm never
Yeah.
ready, and it's Navarrete. Yeah, I get that. Word association to make it easier for people to say your name. So
Yeah, Orge from St. George. So yeah, my Michael Iorg has a lot of.
you have a lot of plays that you've recorded locally for what are the companies for? St. George Musical Theater.
Mostly just Stage Door.
Mostly. Oh, so you've recorded a lot of plays for the
it's-
Stage Door.
But
mostly.
it's on the down low. No, it's just sharing. I love
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's tough because people want to be able to see themselves, right? And there's not a lot of places where I get allowed to record things. And I mean, I understand why, but it is nice that there's an outlet where people can come to like your channel and see themselves performing.
Yeah. But I also enjoy the editing process. So
Okay.
So I like recording the shows, and then I edit it, and then I like sharing it. And it's just fun.
Right. And then, I mean, you've sort of become a guy who they're like, oh, hey, maybe Mike will be here today, and he might, and if not, they maybe reach out to you and say, hey, Mike, you feel like recording the show? We'd love to see it.
Yeah.
And that's nice to be able to be the go-to guy, though, still, and be known,
It's fun.
not just for your roles and for all the other things that we're going to get to, but also be the guy that they know your channel and they can see their performances. So it's a gift. It really is. It's really, I don't know, do you do it out of the goodness of your heart, or do you really like the editing process?
Goodness of my heart. I enjoy doing it.
We go back, I guess, you've been in a lot of short films that I've tried to do something with, or a lot of them had failed. I just didn't have the drive, or I didn't have the direction yet at that time. But many years later, you've been in a few projects that I've completed. I know I did a Christmas short that you were amazing in.
I didn't have to say much, so it was great.
No, but you were great, and you really played out the drama. Like, I wrote this, and a little sappy, but it wasn't until I actually got to watch it that I actually felt something where I was like, oh man, like, it actually made me sad, because in my story, two of the main characters pass away, and it's just one of the characters.
Oh, that
left.
one.
Yeah,
that one's a good one. Always remember you always.
Remember me always.
Remember me always.
Yeah, thank you, because I've forgotten what it was called. I actually didn't write that one down.
That one is a really good one.
Yeah.
That's so funny, because I forgot I was in that one until I was showing my girlfriend.
Brittany, you're showing your girlfriend?
Yeah, I was showing, and I was like, oh yeah, I was in this one, because I was showing her your channel, and I was like, oh yeah, I was in this one. Oh, I forgot I was in this one.
Yeah.
And so we watched it. And I was like, oh, that's actually a really good one.
Yeah, because I don't really write sad ones or, very dramatic ones. Most of the time I just get bogged up in the comedy, because I think everything's already too sad. I just want to write something where people will laugh. And so there's a little bit of comedy, and there's Greg Belknap's in that, Daniel McClanahan, Emily Holt, yourself. I think that's everybody. Yeah, and it was a great little short. So thank you again to me, that was a gift, because I don't have the gall to write sad things, but that's one of the first ones I was able to do, and I actually felt something. So thank you. I mean, it wasn't just you, but you were a big part of that. You really were.
That was great.
So that's why I like to remind people that it was really good. So as I mentioned, you're also a filmmaker. I mean, as of late, you've done a few films. You did Desert Duel.
1 and 2.
You did one last year, and then one this year.
Yeah.
The sequel. I really enjoyed those. In fact, Brianna and Heather both really love those. They really enjoy the drone and your bearded dragon. What's your bearded dragon's name?
Foxy.
Foxy?
Fox, and just got Droney the drone and Foxy the bearded dragon.
I really enjoy that. I can't wait to see what you do with the third one, because you left that second one open for a sequel.
Oh yeah.
And then you did one last year as well for Halloween called The Bill? Or was that 2 years ago?
No, that was just 6 months ago.
Was it only 6 months ago? Man, time just flies.
I didn't.
You had Austin McDonald in that one playing Steve, which is a character that I created in one of my shorts.
Yeah, which is hilarious. Steve's great.
Steve's fantastic.
And I don't have that one public yet. I don't have that one published because I'm like, you think about your subscribers and
what they.
Because I don't have a bunch of subscribers, but I'm concerned that I'm like. Because it's not the theater, and it's just a silly Halloween short,
right?
That people are going to get turned off and unsubscribe, and so I haven't.
I get that,
but I probably should, because I don't do it for other. We don't do this stuff for the
anyone
views.
but ourselves.
We do it for ourselves.
We do.
And
it
so
for
why
ourselves.
am I having such a hard time?
I don't know, but I did see that it was on the FMASU YouTube channel, so they were nice enough to share that one, because they usually do their show, and then afterwards they sort of just kind of put those out there unless you tell them otherwise. So I was able to see that, and so that is available, and it is a really funny one, and I love anything with Austin McDonald.
Yeah, Austin's great.
He was so funny. So no, I think that one's really good. But then one that stood out to me, so you did one called Sales in 2025?
Oh, yeah.
But that was already a song that was written. It was kind of a music video?
Sales is a song originally by Orleans, a group from the 70s. And I'd never heard of it. And then Steve Warner, a guy named Steve Warner, did a cover of it in the 90s. Okay. And then he showed it to another guy that I can't, Chet I think is Chet Atkins, might be the name. But he's a really good guitar player. And so when I was in a car accident, I got reacquainted with this girl that I went to like junior high with.
Okay.
She was one of the nurses.
Oh.
And just in talking with her, I don't know, we were just talking about music, and I was like, well, what's your favorite song? And she said Cells, and I was like, I'd never heard of it. Yeah, it's Cells by Chet Atkins. And so I listened to it, and I was like, this is a really good song.
Yeah.
And so it took me probably, I probably still don't know how to play it. And I've been trying to play the song for like almost 10 years.
Okay.
Because I was in a car accident in 2015, and so now it's 2026.
Right.
And so I've been trying to learn how to play this song for years, but I think
difficult.
I've almost got it.
Well, I mean, from what you played me before you actually did the movie, I really was impressed. I know that you've been playing guitar for a while. How long have you been playing guitar?
Since I saw La Bamba in like 1987.
Richie! We actually just watched that the other day.
Oh, okay. It's a good one.
Definitely a good...
But I'm not a very good guitar player.
Well, I've heard you play. I think all of us feel that way, especially
Yeah.
when, as I've mentioned, so many other things having to do with film and then mental health. You've got a lot of hats, and you are a very diverse individual. But sometimes I feel like when you have a lot of things to do, it's really hard to hone in on one thing and be the best at it. But you're actually really good at guitar, but I don't think you'll ever see that of yourself. But I get to listen to it, and I actually get to appreciate that you actually are really good at it.
Yeah, it's fun.
But you're playing ukulele more recently.
Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah, good. Have you played, is there anything that you're like, oh, I learned this particular song from start to end?
Oh, I have the hardest time learning songs from start to end.
Really?
Yeah, the one that I play the most lately is the Phil Collins song, Something Happened on the Way to Heaven.
Okay. I'm trying to remember how that one goes.
And I know how to play everything up until like the bridge.
Okay.
And then I don't know it from the bridge.
That's halfway through the song though. That's
like
still a good
that's
amount.
like 2/3 of the song.
Yeah.
And then you just give up.
Well, I don't know if you're like me. Every once in a while, I'll give up on something, and then like a year later, I'll just come back and I'll focus on
all
the one
time.
thing that was really hard, and then you got to put together. Sure, it takes like 3 or 4 years, but who cares? You're still doing it for yourself.
Yeah, I'm not planning on going to any like open mic or anything. It's just for fun.
Yeah, I've never even thought of doing an open mic. I do karaoke. That's about the best I get.
And I use karaoke as when I'm working with people and I'm talking about anxiety.
Oh yeah.
I use karaoke as
like a buffer, or
no,
or just like as a
just
lesson,
thinking
or?
about karaoke makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Because my brain is wired, karaoke danger, karaoke bad. Because every time I go to karaoke, I don't know if you've noticed, every time I've ever gone to karaoke with you, I don't karaoke. Rarely do I ever karaoke. So every time I go to karaoke and not karaoke, it reinforces that belief that karaoke is dangerous. Don't do it. And so what I really need to do is go and karaoke.
Just do it.
And get over this fear of singing in front of people.
That's funny. And the reason I even started doing karaoke was because I thought it would help me with stage fright. And like being able to because one day I'd hoped to maybe do stand-up or something like that. And I learned that karaoke did not help with that at all. And then I did improv, and that actually did help with like the stage fright part. But they're two different animals, we do it for two different reasons. And I had, an intention for one, but they're both pretty good. I almost wonder if you were bogged down. Do you just not think you have a nice voice, or because I think you're great. Where does the fear of karaoke? Why is it karaoke bad?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. You're like, it just is. It's not your thing.
I don't know.
But yes, I did notice that you don't karaoke very often.
No, I want to. I always want to.
No, it's like you don't, but you don't go up there to sing very often, is what I was saying.
No, I'm like, and it's so hilarious because pretty much 90% of the people that karaoke are awful.
You think 90% are awful? Maybe I have a bad ear.
Well, like, they're having fun.
Yeah.
100% people are having fun, but
Right.
90% of them are actually like really good. Like,
Yeah.
like these people are going to get recording contracts.
Right.
They're so good. Like that's so few.
You know,
But it's not for karaoke is for fun.
one thing that does come up as you were mentioning mental health. So you are an associate clinical mental health counselor, and you do this at Elevated Counseling and Wellness. Mm-hmm. And I also know that you're currently developing a mental health app. Well, how long have you been a counselor?
So I started. I'll tell you. Do you want my journey, my mental health journey?
Oh man, do I want your journey? Or what? We've only got an hour to kill, so yes.
So I was pretty. I was a raging alcoholic
Okay.
for a period of time, and went to the doctor for a physical, and in the PHQ, physical health questionnaire, in it was like, do you think you have a problem with alcohol? Would you like to talk to anybody about it? And I was like, yes. And so I talked with a guy named Ari Mendez, and this was in August 2017. And in talking with him, I don't even remember what we talked about. It was like a 45-minute session, and he's like, Mike, I'm going to ask you to do one thing. Can you go to AA? And I was like, well, I've tried AA in the past, it didn't work. And he's like, that's okay. Can you just go to AA 2 times a week, and I'll see you in 2 weeks? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. I didn't go to AA. I had the worst bender of my life.
Instead.
Instead. So September 9th, 2017, I wake up, and that was it for me. That was my rock bottom. And so fortunately, I had enough to keep me busy Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I saw him again on Wednesday morning. I think it was the 15th, September 15th. So I saw him, and I was like, I didn't go to AA once. And he's like, and I basically told him AA wasn't going to work for me.
Right.
And he's like, Mike, that's because you're listening with this. You need to listen with this.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, I can do that. So I went to AA that night. It just stars aligned. Usually I had my kids Wednesday night.
Right.
So, and I went to AA instead.
Okay.
Because their mother decided that, I don't even remember why she had them that night. I went and I heard this. This guy was telling his story, because if you've ever been to AA, it's a lot of people sharing their experience.
Right.
And he said, this person told me, and I'm not going to use their names because I don't want to do that. But he basically said, he told me AA is not going to work for you. And he's like, what do you mean AA is not going to work for me? And I said, and then the guy said, you got to work for AA. So I had literally just said that morning, AA doesn't work for me. I go to AA that night and I hear that story and I was like, duh. It's like,
It just connected.
Because I need to do the work.
Right.
And then the next morning, I was like, if you've ever gone to something where you just felt so good afterward, that's how good I felt that I wanted to go again. So I went the next morning to another group, and I heard this, and I had heard this so many times. You got to put your sobriety first. Everything. If you put anything in front of your sobriety, you will lose everything. And it finally made sense. So, like, I got to not only listen, with my brain, but I got to listen with my heart. Right. I got to do the work. Yeah. And I got to put it first.
It's a lot of work.
And
And
then one day at a time. I'm a big one day at a time kind of person. Anyway.
But that's the realism of it.
So I was a massage therapist for years and years and years and years and years, and I'm still a licensed massage therapist, but I just don't work as a massage therapist. So I'm giving massages, and I'm like, man, I want to do what Ari did. He just says my therapist's name is Ari, and I was like, I want to be there for people the way he was there for me. I don't even remember anything really that we talked about in all of our sessions. I remember some key things. I remember some very important things. Yeah. But it was just, he just happened to be the right person at the right time to say exactly what I needed to hear.
Right.
And so I was like, I want to be that. So then I went to, pursued a master's degree.
To do what he did. He inspired you to help others as well. Once you figured out that you weren't, I guess did you just feel like you were beyond help?
Literally 2 weeks before my last drink, I had I said, I remember I was like super hungover and I was driving to work and I was just like, well, this is it. I'm an alcoholic. I'm going to die an alcoholic. I'm never going to stop drinking. Right. Because I was like so at rock bottom. I was like, felt so bad about myself. 2 weeks later, I had my last drink. It was
good.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm glad you found a way out, because like that was to be honest with you, like that was a fear that I'd have, like I'm not a person that can be like, oh Mike, I want to be supportive of you in any way that I can, and at no point would I also like ever turn my back on you, like, you're alcoholic, because your alcohol didn't affect me. I mean, we'd see each other every once in a while, but you kind of kept that to yourself and you did these things by yourself. I didn't really see, or I didn't know you were drunk most of the time or anything, I had no idea. I mean, we do have one story going to Mesquite that we both don't remember much, but
oh man,
that's for another day.
That was a night to not remember.
Right? Hey guys, this is Christian Navarrete from the Never Ready Podcast. I wanted to take a quick moment today to tell you about my family's restaurant, Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant. That's right, located here at 929 West Sunset Boulevard, Suite 18 at the Phoenix Plaza in Little St. George. We've been serving the St. George community for over 30 years with some of the freshest ingredients my mother, Sylvia, personally selects herself to make sure that the food is made with lots of love and tons of care. Yep, we've been here for quite a long time, but if you're really, really lucky, you'll be served by my amazing cousin, Angie. Angie, let them know what days are we open?
So we're open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m.
We've got lunch specials running every Monday through Friday, plus a full bar ready for whatever you're sipping on. Can't stay? Grab it to go or order directly on DoorDash. Need a suggestion? Well, my friend Natalie swears by the steak nacho fries.
What a time to be alive.
So if you're in the area and craving some amazing Mexican food, come try us out. We'd love to see you. Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant, located at 929 West Sunset Boulevard, Suite number 18 in St. George, Utah. You can call us directly at 435-674-2767. You had a counselor who talked to you and inspired you to get your master's and do the same thing. And yeah, we did forget to mention that you did massage therapy for many years, and that you said through the massage therapy you did what you
While I was massaging people, I just, you have a tendency, your brain, if you've ever, any massage therapist.
Kind of like a bartender?
No, with the bartender, you're usually talking to people because you got a bunch of people right there talking to you.
Right.
A massage therapy, if you have somebody that doesn't want to talk to you because they just want to relax,
right, you
have nothing to do but just be in your own brain. And so massaging people, because you do it for years and years and years. It's autopilot. Yeah. And so my brain just was like, I want to be a substance use counselor, but I want to do it in the military. And so my initial draw was to work with the military.
Because you've already been involved with the military for many years. When I knew you, when I first met you, you were already in the Marine Reserves.
Yeah, Marine Reserve from December '94 to December 2002.
Wow, I didn't know it was that long. And then after that, you went to the National Guard.
I went to the National Guard in 2008, and then got out in 2015.
Wow, you've been involved for many years in one facet or another with the armed forces. I can definitely understand where you wanted to take something that you're going to learn and then apply it to the armed forces.
My experience in the Marines, I got out when I was like 25. I joined when I was 17. I got out when I was like 24 or 25. I can't remember. And then maybe I was even younger. But it doesn't matter. When I was in the National Guard, I did some active duty while I was in the National Guard, and that was when I really started drinking. I really started drinking heavily.
Okay. Wow.
And so I was kind of voluntold to go to the Army Substance Abuse Program, so ASAP in the military. I don't know if that's what it still is, but I had some pretty cool people there that were like the counselors, and I was like, maybe I could do that, something like that, because that'd be a pretty cool job.
Yeah.
But that's my hope.
That was before you had gotten your.
Well, I still want to do that. I still want to do that, but I need to be fully licensed. Most of the jobs that I see are for social workers, and I'm not a social worker. I'm a clinical mental health counselor, and the only difference is a little bit of the schooling and then the name. But social work is more big program type stuff. But whether you're a licensed marriage and family therapist, clinical mental health counselor in Utah, but a licensed professional counselor anywhere else, or a social worker, we all use the same kind of stuff, the same kind of tools. But just where and how we apply it is just different.
Right. It sounds like maybe even recently then you're already applying that. You've got a TikTok and a YouTube channel where you discuss mental health and the different tools available. You have short 30-second to 40-second videos, even 20-second videos. At least I believe you have at least 60 that I saw the other day.
You know, when we have just those ideas and we're like, you know what I want to do?
Yeah.
I want to share what I know.
Sure.
In a way that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And because I enjoy editing stuff. I enjoy filming stuff, and we share what we know.
Right.
And so.
Well,
I just hope that people want it. I've noticed that, especially with TikTok, if it's not funny,
it doesn't usually get as many views as you want. We really are looking for something to make us forget about all the weird things happening in life. But I do believe that mental health is very important, and I think that that's a great thing. Putting your passions of editing, making film, being on camera, everything you've learned, your own experiences, you know firsthand that it's important. It is important. It's great to just be out there laughing and giggling at everything on there, but every once in a while it's nice to be able to present something that's going to help people.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough of it, and as you said, there isn't a lot of it. And you do have a unique voice. I think that's sort of what I'm hoping people understand, that you have a unique voice, you have a unique way of doing things, and they will enjoy your channel. I've subscribed to it. I see it. I haven't seen it every day. I have to be reminded because there's a lot of other people's channels that I'm currently looking at.
That's another thing about the shorts. The shorts don't get, you don't get a notification like on YouTube. So my YouTube shorts, you don't get a notification. But if I were doing a long form, you would get notified that
there's a new episode.
Daily Mental Health Skills has posted something.
Right.
But right now, my interest is not in long form. My interest is in short form.
Yeah.
So another thing that Ari taught me, he said that Mike, I will need, this is one of the things that I remember from Ari. Mike, I want you to remember this acronym, PIES. Physical, intellectual, emotional, spiritual.
Oh.
Every day you need to do one thing to strengthen your physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual health.
Okay.
And so that's why daily mental health skills.
Yeah.
It's just little ways and you can go for a walk and just meditate while you're walking.
Right.
And you are getting your physical, your intellectual, your emotional, and your spiritual health with just a walk.
Right.
So
not a lot of us are doing what we'd consider like, or we are not our best selves. We could always be better, one way or another, right? But we have the tendency.
I disagree.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
Uh-huh.
One of my favorite books is The 4 Agreements.
Okay.
And the agreement number 4 is always do your best. But in that book, we're always doing our best. According
to the book, right?
Okay, there is some pushback there.
Well, I'm not going to disagree. I know there's always I'm a
pushback.
gray area guy. That's me. So
And I think the gray area is probably where you do your best.
yeah.
Because if you're being too pushy, if you're pushing yourself too hard, you're going to wear yourself out.
Right.
And if you're I gotta go. You know, in that moment, you're doing the best you can.
Right.
And if you're already burnt out and you're already wore out and you feel overwhelmed, and you're like, man, and then you tell yourself you're lazy, and
Not making anything better.
it's not making anything better. But if you can have a little bit of compassion for yourself and say, you know, I was just doing the best I could in that moment.
Right.
And sometimes I get it wrong.
Right.
And sometimes I get it right. So you're always doing your best.
Okay. And so my mind says, like, let's say I smoked and I suddenly just decided I didn't want to smoke. I feel like a lot of us are so caught up in, oh yeah, I just made a decision and now I'm not gonna smoke. But I don't think that's realistic. Like, obviously, because there's things like the addiction to nicotine and things like that.
Every smoker I know, not every smoker, but a lot of them, they want to quit smoking.
Right.
Like any smoker will say, "Oh, don't ever start smoking. It's a nasty habit. You'll
Right.
never be able to quit."
Right.
There's this book called The Untethered Soul that talks about this, and a smoker doesn't want to smoke. Well, some people who love smoking, I mean, more power to them. If you love
Right.
smoking, if that's your thing and you love smoking, by all means, smoke.
Right.
But if you want to quit smoking, the thing that you need to be aware of, and so if you watch any of my videos, I talk a lot about mindfulness. I love mindfulness. Mindfulness is, being aware of your thoughts, your sensations in your body in relation to what's going on around you.
Right.
So I just had a stressful day, and my insides are on my insides are just burning up on fire.
Okay.
And the only way that I know how to get rid of that is by smoking. But that's not the only way.
Right.
There's this thing called urge surfing, where if you just think about being hungry. Like if you're really, really hungry and you don't eat, your brain forgets you're hungry.
Eventually,
Yes. But so urge surfing, like we have these sensations that we really want to do something, and if we don't give in to the sensation, it goes away on its own. And so,
But that's different than addiction.
no,
No, it's the same. It's similar.
similar.
Oh, okay.
Similar, because what the quickest way a smoker, and I could be totally wrong because I'm not a smoker.
Right.
But I have my own addictions that are very similar.
That you
It's
can compare to.
on the Tethered Soul, he talks about smoking. He's like, the quickest way to get rid of that feeling is picking up the cigarette and smoking it.
Okay.
But what happens if you don't pick up the cigarette? That feeling goes away on its own.
Oh.
And so our brains are I consider like the most sophisticated automated system on the planet. Like our brains are just automated to make life as easy as possible.
Right.
And so we have shortcuts that are shortcut. You have this problem, the quickest way to get rid of it, just smoke that cigarette.
Right.
Or, have that beer, or I just can't get rid of it. I need to call her. The only way I can get rid of this is if I call her and she talks to me. Like those kind of things. But what happens if you don't give into that and you start to retrain your brain? You just notice the patterns that aren't working,
Right.
and figure out better patterns anyway. You give me a soapbox and I'm going to jump on it.
That's what the soapbox was for. I almost called it soapbox, but it just seemed a little too clean.
I like never.
I'm just joking.
You know what I was thinking
what?
when I was like, I'm not ready for this? I was thinking, do you remember back in the day when we would play hide and go seek? Ready or not, here I come.
Right. Yeah.
Like I really
Something
think
similar to that.
if we just, ready or not, here I come.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that I say often, whether I'm ready or not, I'm just going to show up and see what happens.
Right.
And I've realized that I'm less anxious if I'm just like, I've done all I can. I guess I'm just going to show up and see what happens.
Yeah.
And that's most of like my stage fright. That helps my stage fright.
Right.
It's like I've been to every rehearsal as much as I could. I've I've learned every line the best I could. I know all the choreography. I know everything. I know the music.
You did all you could.
And now I'm just going to show up and see what happens.
Right. Because I also, I mean, I could tell you were just kind of like, I don't know what I want to talk about. But I'll be honest. I think every single person I've interviewed so far has said that to me. The only one that hasn't was Penny. And we really do want to know about the mental health thing. Because I've had lunches with you. We've talked about this. We're in a similar journey. You're doing things with mental health, and I think that's very important. I'm doing things for entertainment, which can be important, but there's just oodles of things for entertainment. Like you said, TikTok, they prefer things to be funny. You know, I get that.
Analytics are awful, and yet they're helpful. So I was doing like minute and a half long videos with like an average watch time of like 2 seconds. And so it's like, well, shit, I got to do something about this.
No, that is.
And so I've shortened them down to like 30-second videos.
Right.
And talking as fast as I can to make sure I get every word, so I don't lose anybody.
Right.
Hoping that the urgency will keep people interested or engaged. And so that's like my 2 seconds to maybe 10 seconds.
Right.
And so still working on it.
I think that if you took your shirt off, you gain an additional 10 seconds of being able
not this body.
We all have our personal preferences.
I am considering finding a way to like make it a joke. Not make it a joke like mental health is a joke, but find a way to make like just a little cleverness to it where, I don't know, it's funny. Just something that makes people laugh, but they're like, oh, I never thought of it that way.
So you're saying you're trying to find like an angle, like something that would make it stand out and would retain people a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I think that's always good to look for that. I really hope that just with the time and the information that you're putting on there, people will come to it and start just like wanting to watch them and fully staying to listen to the entire 20 to 30 second clip, because they're not long and they're very, very mindful. They're very informative as well. You did one that I really liked. I think I might have saved it, about overthinking, because I do that from the moment I wake up.
That particular one, if it's the one I'm thinking about, and I'll try not to overthink it. How do you know if it's overthinking or intuition?
Yeah.
And that's like, we have a tendency to think, because I feel so strongly about it, it must be like God talking to me or whatever. But intuition, generally speaking, is calm. Intuition's not pushy. Intuition is just like that clear sense of self. Yeah. Where overthinking, that's your fear, that's anxiety, that's the fear. Fear is a big one that gets in the way of fear. Yeah.
We don't think of it as fear a lot of the time, but an overthinker can look at that way. We'll look at that and go, "Oh, I'm afraid of this." You know?
It depends. It's one of the biggest things about mental health, in my opinion, is it's individual. Like mindfulness, the way I practice mindfulness isn't going to work for you,
right?
But it might.
There's a chance that it could.
Yeah, or varying degrees, like, but that's okay.
And I think that's the great thing about like where people are talking about their experiences, because it's in that same boat of like, well, I didn't go to the same thing you did, but I might have gone to the same thing this other guy did, or this other person did, or similar things, or something in what they talk about might, open up something in my head and go, oh, like what you were talking about, how you had always thought that, being in AA, it was, I don't know if that you thought this, but I almost feel like, well, being in AA is almost like you're there and then it should just work. But it wouldn't work because you realized you had to put the work into it.
No, I didn't think I had a problem.
Is that what it was? You didn't think you had a problem?
Yeah.
I love that.
I didn't think I had a problem.
That's hilarious.
I didn't think I had a problem until I knew I had a problem.
Okay.
And then I no longer thought I had a problem because I knew I had a problem.
So do you think that's a lot of the thing too? A lot of people just because you see movies or people that say, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem.
One of my favorite realizations that I've had about myself and about life, and I might have shared this with you before, because when people say, oh man, I wish I would have learned this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Geez, if I had learned this when I was 18,
right.
Like all of that kind of stuff. And what I believe is that anytime you have one of those thoughts where you're like, man, I wish I would have known this sooner, that is just a clear indicator that you're learning exactly when you need it, because your mind's open to it, your heart's open to it.
Right.
Otherwise, because I realized that I'm 49 and I'm finally learning things that I wish I would have known when I was 29 or 19. But I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready then.
It's like finding it in the last place that you looked.
Yeah. That's where you find everything. So one of the things about mindfulness, and why I think mindfulness is so important, because your brain shuts down if you're dysregulated. If you're emotionally dysregulated, and I should be more clear, and I talk about this all the time. Your prefrontal cortex, this part of your brain shuts down when your amygdala or the limbic system in your brain is like overwhelmed, overworking, dysregulated. Like you have a lot of emotions. It can be any emotion. It just doesn't have to be anger or just sadness. It's like it doesn't have to be grief, or it doesn't have to be fear. This part of our brain can shut down when we're happy. And I say this jokingly. Anybody who's on a roll and it's like, I can't lose, and they bet it all on black and lose it all. That wasn't this part of their brain working.
Okay.
That was this part of their brain, not working. And so any emotion that overrides the system can lead to unhealthy decisions.
That's a good example.
And so when you're present with yourself, you just make clearer decisions. And throughout life, a lot of my choices were not based on being healthy.
Okay.
They were just in the moment decisions that, this sounds like a good idea.
Right.
But not thinking about my future, not thinking about the future of my kids.
Right.
And not even thinking about, like, before I even had kids, thinking about, I was just living in the moment, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
But you can't always just live in the moment, although we do need to be present with the moment, with an awareness of our future. But see, okay, going back to fear. One of the things that people struggle with the most, in my opinion, fear of losing something they want, or fear of losing something they already have. And so we get stuck in the future, fear of the future, not getting what I want, or we get stuck in the past, fear of losing something, fear of something that we lost.
Yeah.
Or, it's just grief, really.
Yeah. Or changes, things that change. Yeah.
Yeah.
But losing. Yeah. Okay. So a lot of it is motivated by fear.
I think so.
Of not getting it, losing it.
So there's a guy named Dr. K. The Healthy Gamer. Great. He's one of my favorites.
The Healthy Gamer?
The Healthy Gamer.
That's what he goes by?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
is it like on TikTok or?
I watch him on YouTube.
On YouTube. Okay.
One of the things that he said, and I like the way he said it. Our emotions are just sources of information and motivation. And so if you're looking at your emotions, whatever they are, as sources of information and motivation, and we're not viewing them as good or bad, because emotions aren't good or bad. They're just sources of information and motivation.
It's how you filter it out of your system.
And this is where, this would be my second session. If I'm ever seeing somebody for the second time, we talk about mindfulness, what it is and what it isn't. Okay. And generally speaking, in like a third session, we're talking about emotional regulation and what it is and what it isn't. The reason why I'm I like mindfulness so much, and you know what? I hope that people comment on this, because feel free to challenge this, because this is like anybody who watches this, challenge it.
Challenge us.
Because I'm still learning. I'm still learning about all this stuff.
Yeah. That's why it's called a practice, I figured.
Yes, that's why it's still called a practice. That's why it is called a practice. Right. So, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is being aware of your thoughts, your sensations in your body in relation to what's going on around you. And I love asking people, well, what are emotions? Will you define emotions for me? And not by saying happy, sad, like confused, frustrated, like those are various names for emotions, but what are emotions when it comes down to it?
That's a tough one to think about. We don't think about it.
No, we don't think about it, which is why emotions have a tendency to control us instead of us controlling our emotions.
Yeah.
People say, like, I just couldn't help it.
Right.
Okay, yes, you can.
Yeah.
Because...
and you can have the tools to learn how to.
So emotions This is why I go with mindfulness. Remember, thoughts, sensations, and body in relation to what's going on around me. What is an emotion? An emotion is a thought that's influenced by something going on around me, whether it's like physically in this room, or I'm thinking about something that's happening somewhere else.
Right.
And every thought that I have in my brain, generally speaking, has a correlated physical sensation that happens. So what happens to you if you get angry? Do your hands clench up? Do you notice your heart getting faster?
Probably
do you notice
stiffen
your
up and
you stiffen? And
you don't
those are
smile
like
as much. Yeah.
those are physical responses from thoughts. So why is mindfulness so important? Because it helps us regulate and be aware of our own emotions.
Right. And how we look, you know, because like I must look crazy right now, you know.
But that's the concern about, like, if you're acting, that's one thing.
Right.
But if you're just being a human being, who cares what anybody thinks?
Right.
It's not about, you're not doing it for them.
Right.
It's about, how do I want to show up as a human being?
Yeah.
How do I want to, like, one of my favorite things to ask men who are fathers and husbands, okay, what kind of man do you want to be? Oh, and this is my Justin, my basically mentor and clinic director. I remember one of the first things he ever had me, like, I was like, man, I don't know what to do. And he's like, okay, this is what I want you to say to this person. Basically, just what kind of man does he want to be? What kind of husband does he want to be?
Right.
What kind of father does he want to be? And those are decisions that, you know, like, we as individuals, as men, if we're married and have kids, that's what we get to decide. What kind of person do I want to be?
Yeah.
As opposed to feeling obligated to show up for all these people in certain ways. I don't want to show up for anybody how they want me to, unless they're my boss and they're like, this is how we present ourselves, or if I'm in a show and the director is telling me how to act and how they want me to, like,
Present yourself.
but as a human being, that's up to me.
Yeah.
I decide who I want to be and how I want to show up. And we have a tendency, I don't know, I could just sit here and talk
We do.
about it. But it's, a lot of us have, perhaps we get into a victim mindset or a resentful mindset.
Yeah.
Because we're showing up for other people all the time instead of ourselves.
And we almost like blame them for our emotions, even though we can be regulating ourselves and maybe be more honest about how we really feel.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hit you if you didn't say that dumb thing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But no, that you victim blaming, and you hear that all the time. And I won't lie. I was a couple days ago. I felt a certain way, and there was a part of me that was like, but it's because you needed this that I then reacted this way, and then thought to myself, no, like, you needed that. I had no right to act that way, because I could have said, you know what, I can't do that right now. I can't be there for you that way right now. I could have just done that as opposed to like, well, what do you want from me? Or something, you know, just reactionarily. And I actually learned to hone that voice a little more. And I figured it's from talking to you, talking to some of my other buddies. I have a lot of these talks with Brian Dial. I talk about that with Austin. We're getting to be adult men, right? We're in our 40s, and I had never in my life thought that going to dinner, instead of having a drink, it would be more like having a conversation about our wants and desires as men, or as, you know, partners with other people. I never really thought that I would be doing that, and I'm doing that a lot more these days because I want to control my emotions for myself. Like, I don't ever want to blame someone for something. They're just like being a person, and then I set up an expectation that I think that they're expressing that they don't, and then me reacting to that, I've decided I don't want to be that kind of person. So
I heard this recently, and I'm still learning more about it. When we get offended, when somebody says something and it offends us, it's like they're doing us a favor, because they're shining a light on something, like this injury that you have that has never healed.
Triggers us.
Yeah, and so instead of getting reactive and saying, "How dare you say that to me?" It's, "Oh man, what makes you say that? Why do you feel that way?" Because I'm noticing that I'm getting really, like, frustrated because it doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, you're right.
Why you would feel that way. However, by doing that, it's like you are working on you.
You've opened up a door that I didn't know I needed to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
that's really cool.
Holding space for people, holding space for yourself.
Yeah.
Practice. We all are practicing human beings. Oh man, I'm soapboxing. This is something that I realized recently, over the last few years. Every single second is a brand new second for every single person. Nobody knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because we have never been in this moment.
Right.
And we've never been in this, like every single second is a brand new moment that we've never been in. Now, does that mean we don't know what we're doing? Not really, no. But just in in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows what they're doing. We're all just figuring it out as we go.
Playing it by ear and...
We have really good ideas that we base a lot of our decisions on.
Right.
But every day is different.
It's different, yeah. So you've made an app that you're going to kind of goes along with your page, your YouTube and TikTok?
So my app is called Daily Reset, and it's just simple tools that you can use daily. I would say that the YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok are more of the platform that I want to use to promote it.
Okay.
The app will be available on the App Store. So for iPhone, it'll be an iOS.
Okay.
But then it'll also be in Google Play Store.
Okay, so it'll be available in apps to be able to. And so I saw a TikTok that said daily mental health skills. Is that not the one you're using anymore?
So Daily Mental Health Skills is my brand name.
Oh,
my
okay.
app name is Daily Reset.
Okay. Daily Reset
and that's
is the app name.
Yeah, because it's Daily Reset, so it's just meant to be used. Man, I'm really feeling overwhelmed right now.
Yeah.
And you just find different skills to use. Very simple. It's so basic, so simple.
Well, I remember you were talking to me almost a month ago. We had met each other and we met up for lunch, and you were telling me about this app, and you had expressed to me that you had looked other apps up, and you looked at other apps, and that it was just like you had to answer so many questions before it ever got to anything, which was kind of like to me, it made me feel a little like afraid. Like if somebody was really having like a really, really hard time and they wanted some sort of, I guess, a little bit of help, and let's say they didn't have anyone available, in order to be able to get to someone to finally answering a question or a feeling that they might have, takes like almost 10 minutes to get through a questionnaire.
My onboarding process is just sign up with enter your email, create your password. You gotta answer. You gotta I agree and continue over the terms and limitations of policies and all that kind of stuff, like the legal stuff, the legal mumbo jumbo, and then you go straight into it. And it's not it's not a journaling app.
Right.
It's not on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel about today, or how are you feeling today? It's not that kind of app. It's just a CBT or DBT type skills.
What is CBT?
Cognitive behavioral therapy or dialectical behavioral therapy.
Okay.
CBT, DBT. Which is, I guess, a lot of what I use.
Okay. So I wasn't familiar with the acronyms.
That's okay.
I was like, I don't know.
And even in the app,
anyone else who might need.
Even in the app, it doesn't say anything about CBT or DBT.
But so what? Because I'm going to be left like, I don't know what that was, and I could just fake it. But what is CBT?
So cognitive behavioral therapy is more, like I'm saying, the automated, like a brain. Our brain is like a very sophisticated automated system.
Okay.
And sometimes it gets it wrong. And so we have these cognitions, these negative cognitions or automatic thoughts that we need to identify, challenge, and then it's kind of like we rewrite. So it's as simple as saying, I'm a failure. Everything I do, I suck. I just suck at everything. And it's noticing that because that's your just automatic thoughts.
Right.
And you feel like I'm a failure. Like, okay, I'm noticing that I'm calling myself a failure a lot. How would I rather see myself?
Yeah.
I'm somebody who struggles, but I eventually get it right.
Okay.
And so it's like identifying how, like being real with yourself. It's because I'm not going to say, I get everything right. No. Sometimes I really suck at stuff and I struggle.
Right.
So I want to be honest with myself, but I'm becoming better.
Yeah.
And so it's like actually being real with yourself. There's this guy named Alex Hormozy, and I heard him say something like this. He's another YouTuber.
Okay, Alex Hormozy?
But he's an entrepreneur and a business guy.
Okay.
But he said, if you're gonna, like, if we can be delusional in a negative way, why not be delusional in a positive way?
Right.
And so I don't want to be delusional, but I like that idea of my mind is going to take me to negative places.
Anyway, yeah.
I might as well, if I'm going to allow myself to talk that way, why don't I allow myself to talk this way about and be honest? Because I can be honest about my negative stuff. I owe it to myself to be honest about my positive stuff too.
Right.
And so I want to focus on the positive.
That's good. That's a good, yeah. So that's CBT.
And dialectical behavioral therapy. DBT. It's one of my favorites, and it's why mindfulness I think is so important. Okay. Dialectical behavioral therapy is founded on or based on this idea of two opposing beliefs or ideas holding the same space, and the foundational principle is acceptance and change. Okay. So I can accept things as they are. But they don't have to stay this way. They can change.
Okay.
I can be happy and I can be sad. These opposing feelings can hold space in the same space. Right. I can hold space for both these emotions at the same time. Back to the untethered soul, we're not our thoughts. Like I have a thought to hit somebody, but I have this opposing thought that I want to hug them too. It's like, so which one is it? Do I want to hit him or do I want to hug him?
I do want to do both, but
and so that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay because I'm not my thoughts. These are just thoughts.
Right.
Like I'm so mad at them, but I miss them so much.
Yeah.
And so we have a tendency to kind of be at war with ourselves in our own minds.
The whole time.
And so just
dichotomy, right?
Taking a deep breath and going, what am I thinking right now? How do I feel in my body, and why am I feeling this way? What's going on around me? And then deciding for yourself what you want to do. Yeah. Well, what would hitting them do? It wouldn't make me feel better. It might make me feel better for a moment.
Right?
But then I know I would regret it later. Yeah. But maybe it's like, probably shouldn't hug them either because I really want to hug them, but they have a restraining order against me. So I probably should stay away. I should probably not even go near them. But I want to hit them and I want to hug them.
It's all about boundaries.
Yeah. And it's also about I think this is like why people have restraining orders is because they have this thought and they think the thought is real and they believe they have to act on it.
Right.
But they don't. No. It's like, I just had to do it. No, you don't.
Right. So when they say what separates us from like the animals and whatnot, in that sense of like we can learn to control that and how we present ourselves to people. They're feral and they're hunting, like I wouldn't say they don't know any better, but they're animals. So yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. It's, the devil made me do it.
So what is your Instagram handle?
Michael_Iorg, so MICHAEL_IORG.
And that's where you do your mental health skills as well? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll know that.
And then daily mental health skills on YouTube, and then daily mental health skills on TikTok, and also daily reset, Michael Iorg.
Okay.
On TikTok, I did too. I was posting, I'm getting relatively okay views, not anything amazing, but I did one where I did a video. So I think that emotional dysregulation is like falling off a cliff. Like once you fall off that cliff, you don't stop until you hit something.
Right.
And so if you ever notice your own self getting really angry, and it just builds and builds and builds and builds until you fall off the cliff, and now you're saying things that you're gonna regret later, and you're doing things you're gonna regret later. It's like that. I'm seeing red right now.
Right. I don't think TikTok appreciated that metaphor.
No, they said it promoted self-harm or suicide.
Right.
And so.
Which is another misrepresentation or misunderstanding.
Yeah. And so, because what's funny is I just repackaged it, same content, and posted it again. It was just fine.
It was just fine.
They didn't flag it. So there was something about maybe my thumbnail that promoted self-harm or suicide. At least their AI picked it up as that.
Their algorithm.
And so ever since then, I got suppressed. And so now my TikTok views, I'll get lucky. I'll be lucky if I get 10 views. And that's just from my sister and me. And then a couple other people.
Well, I know you'll be seeing at least 3 more views daily from this point forward.
But my other TikTok, the Daily Reset Michael Iorg, that I just started like 4 days ago. 4 days ago. That one, I've done it. I've done a little bit more of a different approach. Okay. So instead of using Revit.ai, because I had a few people say that they didn't like the AI voice, so I was like, well, I want it to be my voice eventually.
We want it to be.
So I started doing my AI voice. I started doing my voice, and then I was like, I'm tired of seeing these stock videos because it's the same stock videos over and over and over.
Right.
I might as well just have it be me. And this is about the same time that TikTok started not putting, like, the only way that anybody would see it, any of my videos, is if they went to my page and clicked on it, because it wasn't showing up in anybody's For You feed.
Yeah.
The FYF. Talking with a couple of people, and they're like, "Well, you should probably just start a new TikTok."
Yeah.
And so I did. And so my new TikTok, I just go, I record it with my phone. Like this, record it with my phone, and then I upload it straight to TikTok.
Nice.
And
that's the is that Daily Reset?
Daily Reset.
Okay.
So my other one is Daily Mental Health Skills, and then my new one is Daily Reset, Michael Iorg.
On TikTok and on YouTube.
YouTube Daily Mental Health Skills. YouTube is Daily Mental Health Skills for Mental Health. Okay. Michael Iorg, just my name.
Right.
Is all of my like more entertainment stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put all these links in the show notes so that anyone can listen to the podcast and click on it and get sent directly to you. I think that'd just be kind of a nice, easy way for them to find it, besides having the information right here. So, perfect. Yeah. Awesome, man.
It's fun.
Well, this has been another amazing episode of the Never Ready Podcast. I'm your host, Christian Navarrete. Again, we have with us Michael Iorg. A man of many hats, producer, actor, director, writer, associate clinical mental health counselor.
Which I should be fully licensed in the next couple months. So I won't be an associate. I'll be just a fully licensed clinical mental health counselor.
All right. Wonderful. That's good to hear. When did you say that's going to happen?
Hopefully this summer. Hopefully by July.
So by the next time that we do another follow-up, because I'm going to do a follow-up with you, we'll have your app, you'll be licensed, and then we'll see where we're at.
Yeah. Well, hopefully by the time you publish this one, the app should be ready.
Wow. That'll be pretty soon, actually.
So it should be in the links.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a great day.
Never ready, light it up. Let it breathe, let it show. Art is never really ready if you never let it go. Christian Navarrete to bring new stars in view. The names you don't know yet.
But soon enough you will. It's the Never Ready Podcast.
The Never Ready Podcast, created, hosted, and edited by Christian Navarrete. Executive produced by Brian Navarrete and Heather Miller. Theme song developed by Michael Iorg and Austin McDonald with lyrics by Christian Navarrete. Check us out on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Copyright 2026.